Hello, hello. Thanks for coming along. We're gonna explore Eorzea a bit. Perhaps the first. A bit. So I was at PAX this weekend. Haven't had a whoops, excuse me. Sorry about that. Haven't had a chance to play since then. But I will tell you, I did the battle challenge, the Ruby Weapon battle challenge at PAX, and boy, was it fun. So I played on both Friday and Sunday. Friday, went to the area, kind of shouted along, anybody need a healer, anybody need a healer? And a group called me over. We waited in line for, I'm going to say, upwards of an hour and a half. It was quite long. And there were a few people in the team who hadn't done the battle before. So, you know, it is what it is. And then we lost. That was a bummer. I mean, we came close. I think if we had another go, we could have done it, but you get 25, well, you get 30 minutes to do it. You get 5 minutes to set up all your hot bars and things like that. Luckily, they did have controllers, because if I had to play on computer, I think I would have totally fucked up. So that didn't pan out on Fridays. Oh, well, I'll try again tomorrow. I walk with a cane, and due to an injury I got in the past. And so I had a medical badge, and I was able to skip lines. I was like, oh, cool, okay. So I took full advantage of that. I bought the flower crown and the cheering emotes, by the way. So anywho, I went to the battle, and I was like, hey, like, can I cut the line since I have a medical badge? And they're like, well, we can't let you cut the line unless you have a full party of 8 ready to go. I was like, okay, no problem, that makes sense. And but they're like, well, we can give you a t-shirt for free. I'm like, oh, sweet, all right. So I took the t-shirt. Oops. Yay, flower crown, so cute. So I took the t-shirt, but it kind of felt like an empty victory. I didn't care for getting it, you know, for nothing, for not accomplishing what I wanted to accomplish. So I played again on Sunday, and we won. I was with a really great team, who several people in the group who had already cleared it and were just doing it for fun. So yes, I earned my shirt, and it was really, really fun. I mean, so much adrenaline and energy pumping to be able to, you know, all right, guys, stack up. All right, move away. You know, it was super fun, super fun. I'm really glad I got a t-shirt because it looks so badass. And that's that. So you probably just saw me. I bought, yes, with real money, the cheering emotes and the flower crown, because I missed it last year at the Little Ladies event. And what's better than flower crown? So I'm going to, let's see, cheer on, cheer wave, hip hop hooray. Sorry, cheer on, cheer wave, cheer jump. Cute. I think I like the yellow one. Yeah, I like the yellow one. That one's cute. Cheer on is cute too. Looked like directing airplanes though. Yeah, yellow. Cheer wave. Cheer wave. Alright. Cool beans. Well, I have to do Eden. I have not done Eden yet, and I'm several weeks behind. I'm sure I'm going to get in there and be a total fucking noob and ruin it for everybody. But, well, them's the beans. One final journey. I kind of have to get back into the rhythm of what the hell's going on here. Well, first I want to put my flower crown in the glamour prism chest. Make a little outfit with it. He's a friend of mine. Apparently they didn't want to say hi. Fine with me. Healer, healer, healer. Today is Thursday, the 5th of March. I don't know why that's necessary to mention. It's not. Flower crown. Alright, let's see. What kind of outfit could use a flower crown? I imagine any outfit could use a flower crown. I'm over this outfit here. Let's do the flower crown. It's so cute. And we're gonna do the Thavnarian Bolero. I actually have I commissioned an art of Amadeo wearing this outfit with a flower crown. I usually put those together. And then... oh, that looks cute. That's alright. I thought it was cute, but I changed my mind. Yeah, I like that. That's a good look. Okay, what do you have for necklaces? That's good. Alright, and then what can we dye this? Oh, what colors do I have with me? Colibri pink would be good. Actually gonna put that on. Alrighty. I feel like coming so late into the Edenverse at this time, I should probably watch a video. However, I'm not a scrub, so I'll be fine. Leveling is a healer. Yeah, PAX was awesome. I got a lot of cool Final Fantasy merch, including a Spriggan plush. Super cute. I really enjoy it. I got a Crystal Exarch acrylic standee. I really enjoy as well. I got a scarf. There was a giveaway for scarves. And what else? Oh, a couple shirts. I got a Hydaelyn and Zodiark shirt. And of course I got the Ruby Weapon Battle Challenge shirt. It was really good. It was my first time at PAX. I really enjoyed it. Colibri Pink. How many a Lotus Pink. Better. Receiving a phone call. Labeled spam. Good. Well, at least they warned me. Alright, I want to try Edenverse, so we're going to go ahead and do that right away. This is not it, and this is not it. They were in the first, right? Not in right. I think Mordsuk. Yeah, pretty sure Mordsuk. Let's go check them out. Yarp. I do believe. Yalfort. Yeah. I do declare. Hello. Ah, there you are. I'm part of the team helping with the highly classified and very, very secret thing. Oh, that's right. I was watching this cutscene and then I queued for Ruby Weapon, so I never finished it. Perfect. The fact of the matter is, I've come to inform you of a rather interesting development. It's about a girl who was brought back from the empty. She's finally woken up, you see. Yalford, and Amadeo too. Oh, Reen. We heard the news from Thancred. Is it true? Why, yes, it most certainly is. Apparently her name is Gaia. Gaia. She claims to be a free citizen of Yulmore, although she remembers nothing of the events leading up to her attack on Eden. She's lost her memory. Parts of it, at the very least. We also cannot be sure whether she's telling the truth or if it's merely a ruse. She's yet to display any hostility, which is encouraging, I suppose. And Thancred's with her now, is he? Yes, he's taken her to Yulmore, mainly to verify what she's told us so far, quiz the locals, that sort of thing. After that, the plan is to come back here, though they're taking rather longer than I'd anticipated. I do hope nothing is amiss. Good grief, are you always this slow? At this rate, it'll be dark before we know it. The night sky returning is all well and good, but it does make each day seem awfully short. And are you still dragging your heels back there? At least act as if you've got a purpose, would you? She's very pretty. She's got DSO. Now look here! I'm not one of your servants. Why don't you try carrying your own luggage for a change? Dude, she has my aesthetic. I want that aesthetic so bad. Thancred, you're back! You lot are a sight for sore eyes. Yes, even you, Urianger. Gaia and I have just finished shipping her personal effects from Yulemore. I'm glad we could finally meet. Properly, I mean. So, did you learn anything useful? Other than where she lives, not an awful lot. Her supposed neighbors barely knew the first thing about her. Hell, she barely knows the first thing about herself. Her recollection of her life in Yulemore is patchy at best. But she seems convinced that she'll regain her memory if she accompanies us, and so she invited herself to join our merry band. And for her first act, she ordered me to carry her luggage. If you insist on standing around talking, might I suggest finding a place to sit down first? My feet are killing me. Well, damn girl, if you didn't wear, like, shoes like that. Then perhaps you should have chosen more sensible footwear. Still, it's not such a bad idea, shall we? Nino. I just noticed Blue Fields is playing. Funny. What's up? So you don't remember anything at all? Not attacking us? Not falling unconscious? Such selective amnesia would rightly raise suspicion within those of a cautious mind. Yet, if she doth speak the truth, it would lend credence to my current hypothesis, though admittedly some further... Not now, Urianger, she's only just woken up. We don't want to bore her back to sleep. In any case, I prefer to follow my instincts, and they're telling me that Gaia means us no harm. After much deliberation, I thought it only right to let her know about our work in the empty as a sign of goodwill. After all, trust works both ways. Though I would ask you, Amadeo, not to let your guard down just yet. So you're the one I'm supposed to have fought. Come to think of it, I recognize you from somewhere. Maybe I just have one of those faces. Or perhaps you just didn't make much of an impression. But to be honest, I do feel that since meeting you, those hazy memories are becoming slightly clearer. It's like remembering fragments of a dream, only to realize those things that actually happened. It's as though my whole life has been leading to this. Thou speakest as thou didst expect these events. I guess you could say that. It's what the fairy tells me. Oh, she hears fairies. I can't see it, but it's as though there's someone else inside me, and I can hear its voice in my head. It whispers to me and lets me use its power. Magic, I suppose you could call it. Not that I know much about that sort of thing. And this power alloweth thee to tear open the fabric betwixt realities, that thou mayst call forth the aether-starved denizens of what remaineth of the 13th? What? Was that supposed to mean something, or are you just spouting random words at me? Honestly, I don't know how you all put up with this. I've only just met him, and his insufferable prattle is already giving me a headache. Gods, I still can't believe I'm having this conversation. And to think that I was flying about in a suit of armor, waving a sword. That doesn't sound like me at all. Someone else inside you. Like Minfilia was inside me. Aye, the similarities cannot be ignored, though it is too early to say with certainty. Gaia may well be the Oracle of Darkness. The Oracle of Darkness? What does this mean? It means that you may have been right when you said she has something in common with Emmett Silk. Those who have been used as a living host by an Ascian have no recollection of events that occurred during their possession. This I know from personal experience. But Gaia seems to have some memories still, even if they're a little hazy. Moreover, she has remained in control of herself even when she heard the voice within, much like you and Minfilia. And though Reen was very much her own person, Minfilia's presence did exert a change upon her outward appearance, granting her hair and eyes a hue akin to that of our dear departed friend. It is therefore not unthinkable that Gaia's raven locks may be a manifestation of the darkness which hath come to reside within her. But I was born like this, and my parents, they both had black hair too. Or at least, I think they did. It's been so long since I saw them, I can't remember too well. But enough about me. You're Minfilia, aren't you? The Oracle of Light, who they were hosting in Yulemore? That's right, though imprisoning is a better word. They kept me locked away, and I didn't know much about Yulemore and its people, or the rest of the world for that matter. I see. And how exactly did the Oracle of Light come to run with the Warrior of Darkness? Well, it all started when... Excuse me. Yes, I still remember the day everyone went raving mad and Lord Vothry fled. Everything after that is still a blur, though. From what Gaius told me, she wasn't part of the mob that attacked us. But how was she able to resist Vothry's control? Mayhap 'twas the intervention of this fairy of whom she speaketh. As curious as that may be, we still don't know why she appeared out of nowhere as soon as Eden took flight. This is just a guess, but I'd say that the fairy reacted to it in some way, and for whatever reason, made me go after it. Yes, that seems like the only explanation. I don't know about you lot, but I've had enough nattering. I'm going back to Eden. What? But why? The fairy wanted something from Eden, and knowing what that is will bring me a step closer to discovering exactly what has been living in my head all these years. Besides, my memories aren't going to restore themselves, and certainly not through idle chit-chat. So I'm going, and that's that. Gaia, wait! Insufferable. Utterly insufferable. And yet we can't well leave her to her own devices. Come on. Whoops. Uh-oh. I just pulled a string from my pants and I thought I ripped them, but I did not. Excuse me, I had to blow my nose. I fear I may be contracting some sort of cold. I very much doubt it's the coronavirus. So, I'm not concerned about that. Get away from me! It's a spider. Oh. Gaia. It seems I've no choice. Oh. What am I? What are you all gawping at? I don't mean to stare, but it's not every day I see magic like that. So this is the power of the fairy you spoke of? Ever since I was a child, it has whispered to me, telling me what to do. That's how I came to use its power. But there are things I can't even explain. Holes ripped in thin air, terrifying creatures crawling out, ghastly-looking blades and armor appearing out of nowhere. But worst of all is the dark energy that comes from inside. This power, it feels as though it's only flowing through me, and never truly mine. And even when it answers my call, it always takes a few moments for the spells to work. So in summary, you don't have control over the magic. Well, it's not as if I ever tried to control it. I haven't made a habit of fighting wild beasts. Unfortunately, it's part and parcel of traveling through Almerang, and while I understand that you want answers, you're not going to find them unprepared as you are. But if your heart is set on this, then we'll help you. Reen, think about what you're saying. You're seriously considering taking Gaia to see Eden? There's no telling what might happen if she loses control again, so the safest option is for her to stay away until her work is done. Somewhere we can keep an eye on her. You must realize it's for her own good. I must concur with Thancred's assessment. As at present, we know precious little of Gaia's origin, and less still of her powers. If she is indeed the Oracle of Darkness, her presence may complicate a task already fraught with peril, placing our mission and her own well-being in jeopardy. In full knowledge of the risk, dost thou still wish to pursue this course? I do. It wasn't so long ago that I was living in isolation, being held against my will. Maybe the people keeping an eye on me thought that was for my own good, too. But if we shut Gaia away for our own convenience, we're no better than Vothvi and Ranjit. I've learned that when someone is in need, we must reach out a helping hand, not push them away. Now it's my turn, to do for Gaia what you've all done for me. Even knowing the danger that lies ahead, I won't choose the easy way out. This is the path I've chosen. Is that good enough for you? Oh, Reen, she's so strong. Well, can't say fairer than that. How about you, Urianger? The light of thy spirit doth burn bright. Oh, Reen got her dad's permission. Don't bark. The mailman just went by and my dog's like ready to pounce. Yeah, I know. No, there's no need to bark, Bubs. Mine apologies, my dear, but we felt it necessary to test thy resolve. Let it suffice it to say thou hast left no room for doubt. For what it's worth, Reen, I never doubted you, but make no mistake, the danger that Urianger and I spoke of is all too real. If you're prepared to go through with this, we'll be right there beside you. That means a lot to me. Thank you. I couldn't care less who I travel with, but if we're going to go, then let's get going already. There's supposed to be some sort of craft waiting at the southern watchtower, yes? Come along then, and don't fall behind. Sorry for all the bodily noises here. I'm feeling quite stuffy. However, I do always get stuffy when the season changes, and we are well on our way into a season change here, so perhaps I'm not getting sick then. It might be a bit of a tight squeeze with the 5 of us, but we'll manage. Perhaps Urianger can sit on top of our luggage. Yes. So, there it is. Eden, where I'll find the answers I seek. The bringer of the flood, the first sin eater. Would it lead me to my past or my future? Whoa. What awaited on the path ahead, I couldn't say, but I had no choice but to take the first step. The first sin eater is Eden? Interesting. Okay. I know what it's like. It was the same for me. But I was lucky, because Thancred freed me from Yulmore, and I had a chance to see the world. More importantly, though, I met all kinds of people, and they taught me not to live in another's shadow, but to be myself. Maybe one day you'll have that chance, too. Said your piece, have you? One day? What's that supposed to mean? I don't know how the Great Oracle of Light sees such things, but for someone like me, who's only known life in Yulmore, there was no tomorrow, there was no future, only the here and now. And while we waste time on these meaningless conversations, I feel each moment of my life slipping away. Time, it won't wait. Not for me, not for anyone. I don't know how much longer I can hold on to who I am. I'm sorry, Gaia. Gaia? That's probably not even my real name. It isn't? When Thancred asked my name, I couldn't remember. Oh boy. That's when the fairy whispered to me, Gaia. But if you grew up in Yulmore, surely someone there must know who you are. Everyone I once knew had either disappeared or had been turned into sin eaters. Those whose faces and names I still remember, that is. In the end, we found not a single person who so much as recognized me. As far as I can recall, I've never been the most social person, but still. Well, even if it's not your real name, I think Gaia sounds lovely. If you're happy with it, then that's what I'll call you. And if you're willing, instead of the Oracle of Light, please call me Reen. It's not the name I was born with, that's long forgotten now, but the one the people who I consider family gave to me. Is that so? Well, as much as I'd love to keep up this chatting, there's something that's bothering me. I thought the fairy would have reacted to Eden in some way, but so far, nothing whatsoever. From what I gather, it wasn't until Enid started moving that I appeared out of the blue. Perhaps if you were to actually try flying it somewhere, the fairy might break its silence. If you've got elements to restore, or whatever it was, why don't you hurry up and get it over with? You need to learn some manners. And you need to stop wasting my time. I like Gaia. I want to cosplay her. I could not walk around in those shoes, though. Alright, everyone. I think we've talked for long enough. If you're ready, let's make our way to Eden. Following the initial changes wrought by the release of water and earth, the empty hath displayed no further signs of alteration. Stability, some may call this, and be satisfied, but in truth it is passivity. A passivity stemming from light's ever-pervasive presence. If we are to break the status quo, we must needs employ a catalyst, a third element, that shall rouse and stabilize those unleashed energies in activity. Therefore, I propose lightning. So the primal would be Rama, yes? From what I've heard, he's a guardian of the forest and not particularly keen on conflict. But you've actually fought him, haven't you? He's half man, half beard. And another half beard for good measure. I spent most of my time chasing after with varying degrees of success. Those are both really funny responses. I wonder if the sylphs had anything to do with that. I hear they can be quite mischievous, much like the pixies of Ilmeg. I'm glad to see our lessons have paid off. Well, it's like you say, if we want to call forth an accurate representation of the primal, I should picture it in my mind as clearly as possible. At the very least, it's worth a try, but the rest is up to Amadeo. In order for this to work, we need to actually fly somewhere, yes? So rather than sitting in one spot while you exchange anecdotes, why don't you get this blasted thing moving first? One must admit the suggestion is not without merit. Reen, might I suggest the Gandalf Thunder Plains as our next location? These plains, it is writ, were perpetually blanketed in storm clouds. The only source of illumination, the ceaseless barrage of lightning. The ambient ether that lingereth there shall provide ideal conditions for the summoning. Then that's where we're heading. Come on, Eden, we've got a job to do. This should be a good spot as any. Alright, Amadeo, whenever you're ready. I read an interesting post on Reddit, or I forget, that was like, does the Warrior of Light have actual brain damage? Because the memories of our times with these primals from A Realm Reborn are so off that you know, what we're remembering is not what actually occurred. So if there's some level of brain damage that the Warrior of Light has that is causing these strange memories and amalgamations, I mean, it has merit. It's an interesting theory. I think it's more of a lesson in, you know, changing mechanics and making things interesting. But, you know, as far as lore goes, I think that's a perfectly fun explanation. Okay, here we go. Should I even bother saying, hey, first time? We'll just say, give it a shot. I'll watch the cutscene, maybe that'll be enough to show them. Hey, you know what? This looks like the Thunder Plains from Final Fantasy X.
There's no turning back. Get ready!
Oh, it most certainly is reminiscent of it, isn't it? Yeah, it's like...
Oh, this is Ramu.
Ooh, I like Guy's voice. Alright, let's go for it. Purpling glow. Okay, it's gonna be a tank buster. Of course. He's moving. Okay. Cool. Maybe you'll need one surge protection, eh? Probably. Nice. Divine Judgment Vaults. Ooh. Another one. And another one. Ooh. Ooh dear. Ooh. Ooh, 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 okay, cool. Oh. Okay. So we got another one just in case here. We want to move to the short one. Short straw. Whoa, that's tight. Ho-ho! Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. You just gotta keep moving. Alright, nope. That's not bad. It's not so bad. It's so funny that so many mechanics in late game are just cruel to black mages. It's impossible to be a black mage. Not impossible, but more difficult. Well, that was very easy. Nice. Cool. I have taken thy measure. Ooh, sexy. Not bad. That was really, it was easy. Fun. Cool mechanics. Alright, let's get some loot. I just need for everything, I guess. Cool. I thought I was prepared to expect anything, but I didn't expect Rama to turn out quite like that. Appearance aside, he was quite aggressive as well. The sylph's belief in him as a kindly guardian clearly makes a difference in this temperament. Anyway, I'm just glad it's over. Let's get back to the camp and see if anything's changed. The crystal's a different color, but apart from that, it all looks the same. It may look the same, aye, but it feels different. The air has grown slightly more humid, as it does before rain. I have to say, I'm not exactly prepared for wet weather. If Eden can control elements and so on, can't you tell it to send those clouds somewhere else? Speaking of which, I'm not very impressed with its so-called powers. If changing yellow crystals to purple is the extent of its abilities, it's no surprise the fairy didn't bother showing up. I hope that whatever's next is more worthwhile. Dang, guy being mad rude. Rather than influencing the ground beneath our feet, Eden hath brought change to the firmament above. And yet 'tis clear that a more dynamic element is required for the natural cycle of precipitation and evaporation to be complete. So we need movement. Would wind do the trick? Most certainly. It seems we have a plan. Let's not dwell too much on the effects of each individual element and instead focus on seeing them all restored. The power of an oracle. Not to be sniffed at, it seems. All my life you are a constant companion, your voice ever seeping into my mind. Why then of all times did you abandon me? Deaf even to the crashing of thunder, or were you simply biding your time? Ere we set out once more, might I ask if thou art familiar with the process by which rain is made to fall? I am familiar, sir. I am a high school teacher. I am familiar. Then thou shan't have difficulty understanding the explanation to come. Oh, good. Wonder if it's different in Eorzea. With the restoration of our first element, the empty was once more blessed with the most essential ingredient in the cycle of precipitation. Water. Under normal circumstances, the heat existent in the atmosphere would cause water to evaporate from the land surface. As invisible vapor, it is borne by the wind high unto the firmament, where it doth condense as clouds before descending once more, returning to the land in the form of rain. Okay, seems that physics are the same in Eorzea. It seems that we need wind-aspected ether to create more clouds. That it hasn't rained yet must mean there aren't enough. And even before that, we need fire-aspected ether to make the water evaporate. It seems to me that one's not much good without the other. Why don't you just draw out both elements together? Because that would make for a difficult battle, Gaia. You're suggesting that Amadeo fight two day-form entities, each one as deadly as Ramu, at the same time? Do you realize how absurd that is? And yet 'tis a notion that doth warrant further consideration. Oh, you can't be serious. Cast your minds, if you will, to the elemental wheel I did show you in the bookman's shelves. Oh boy. I never, well, I did understand it to some extent, but... We'll get another lesson. Okay, wind giveth rise to lightning, whose spark doth produce fire. By restoring both wind and fire in tandem, we may maintain balance between these dynamic elemental forces. The ensuing battle shall indubitably provide an ordeal unlike any Amadeo hath ever faced. I believe, however, that this path doth lead to the prize we seek. Oh, so perhaps it's not so absurd after all, eh, Thancred? I wouldn't dream of questioning Oriange's grasp of the science behind it. My concern is for the burden that would place not only on Amadeo, but Reen as well. What do you both make of the plan? If Oriange thinks it'll work, I'm willing to give it a try. That means yes. As long as you know that what you're getting yourselves into, you're going to need all your strength, so see that you get plenty of rest. Gaia! Seems Reen is reluctant to air her concerns. Were you to rally her spirits, she may become more willing to talk. Oh, I don't feel like typing, so I'm just gonna rally. Just punch her in the face a little bit, she'll be fine. Yes, you're right. There's no use in trying to pilot Eden while I've got other things on my mind. It's about Gaia, you see. The truth is that apart from Alize and Elfinel, I hardly know anyone my own age. I thought that I should make an effort to be nice to Gaia, but, well, you've seen how she is around me. I understand that she's got her own problems to deal with, but I thought that maybe I could help her in some way. It's not my place to intrude, and I should probably just leave her be until we've finished restoring the elements. After all, that's more important, isn't it? Let me talk to Gaia, while you concentrate on the task at hand. Is what I would have said once upon a time. It seems to me that you're the one best qualified to take care of this little problem. I know she can be a bit prickly, to put it mildly, but if anyone can get through to her, it's you. Although we've only known her for a short while, we're all that she's got, and I think she realizes that. Just let her know she's not alone, and she'll come around eventually. Alright, I'll give it a try. Do you have any advice? Thancred certainly has the gift of gab. Why not ask him? He'll know what to say. I'm afraid that since arriving in the first, I've had little time to mingle with any of the locals, and I haven't a clue what young women like Gaia would be interested in. Ah, that's given me an idea. I'll start with some small talk and go from there. Actually, since before she even woke up, I've been asking Lena about what's popular in the Crystarium. I thought it might be nice to show Gaia around the place one day, you see. So that's what you were doing. I suppose it makes for a nice change of pace from all that studying. I must commend thee on thy choice of confidant. The captain's powers of observation maketh her a veritable font of wisdom concerning the behavior of the Crystarium citizenry. Yes, and now it's time to put that knowledge to good use. Don't let the fear of rejection hold you back. Persistence is the key. Speaking from experience by any chance? Whatever do you mean? Lessons learned from days spent in pursuit of ladies fair, one might suspect. You couldn't help yourself, could you? It's all right, Thancred. Your secret's safe with me. May I remind you that the reason we're here is to create a better future for everyone in the First, which includes you and Gaia. While it might not be on the same scale as bringing life back to the empty, if you're able to befriend her, That will be another way of contributing to a brighter tomorrow. So go on. She's waiting for you. Alright, wish me luck. Reen is ready to approach the decidedly unapproachable Gaia. You had best observe the conversation from within earshot. That's not polite to, eavesdrop. What do you want? Nothing really. I can wait until later. For all we know, there might not even be a later. If you've got something to say, hurry up and spit it out. Is everything alright? Not feeling strange from being around Eden or anything? Is that what you came here to talk about? Actually, I wanted to ask you... Would you like to go and have coffee biscuits with me? What? Coffee biscuits! They serve them at the second serving in the Crystarium. Everyone's talking about them, so I thought that maybe once we finished our work out here, you and I could go there together. Let me get this straight. You came to talk to me about biscuits? Yes! They're light and crispy, and when you dip them in coffee, they go all nice and squidgy. So cute. The only reason you're even interested in that in the first place is because everyone else is doing it. Can't you think for yourself? I do what I want, when I want. After all, the world could end at any moment. That's not going to happen. Not if I've got anything to do with it. Listen, Gaia, I understand what you're going through. Believe me, I do. But you mustn't lose hope. A new day will come, then another, and another. Life's not so bad if you give it a chance. You'll see. Shut up. You think you know me? Even I don't know who I am. Until I find the truth, I'll never be free. Then we'll find it together. I've seen enough pain, enough loss, and I don't want to see any more, and that includes you, Gaia. Why do you care so much about other people? What have they ever done for you? I'm sure you haven't forgotten how we Yulmorans treated you, the precious Oracle of Light, like a bird in a cage. And yet you act as if none of that ever happened. So forgiving, so selfless. You and your family brought back the night sky, and you finally had the chance to lead a normal life, but instead you're flying around in a giant sin-eater, trying to turn a barren wasteland into some sort of paradise, and for what? I may not remember much of my past, but I'm fairly certain I've never heard of anything so ridiculous. Out of morbid curiosity, I'll see it through to the end, but if you think that makes us friends, you are very much mistaken. Aww. Gaia! I surmise that to keep Gaia waiting over long would only agitate her further. Aww. Well, if you excuse me a moment, I must feed my animals their dinner. Okay, sorry for the wait. Just light a few candles. My house, well, I don't think it smells bad. I just like having a freshly decorated scent in the air. Decorated? What the fuck am I saying? I'm just saying words. Ignore me. Alright, let's see. To defeat the deiform manifestations of both wind and fire shall require every last mote of thy strength. That thou hast previously triumphed over such beings in previous encounters should be at the forefront of thy mind as we commence the summoning. And of course my cat must sit on my lap at this very moment. Where are we going this time, Oriange? The place called Ashfall doth satisfy our requirements, I believe. The fables speak of travelers sweltering beneath the blazing heat of the midday sun, while after nightfall slicing winds did tear their cloaks. I see. Hopefully it won't be quite that bad when I draw out the elements. Green, my dear, may I remind me that to focus is not the same as to deny other thoughts. I like that line. Whatsoever it is that troubles thee, thou'ts would be better for acknowledging it. I screenshot that little tidbit. I like that. Yes, you're right, of course. It's Gaia that I'm worried about. That as well. May thy concern for her lend thee yet more strength. It's time. I'll begin drawing out wind and fire in equal measure. Amadeo, we'll only get one chance at this, so let's make it count. Memories of Garuda and Ifrit rage through your mind. Two bosses in one place. This is going to be interesting. I wonder what sort of hellish beast you've conjured up this time. I like Gaia. Alright, let me Hello. Shankalot. Ooh. Huh, this queue is taking longer than I thought it would. Okay. I guarantee though, as soon as I teleport out of here, like, it's gonna queue. Let's go to Yulemore and make some stuff for Kai Shear. I gotta get the Weaver to level 80. Mamoru, can you quit whipping me with that tail of yours? Oh my goodness gracious. You need a nail trim, my little kitty cat. Oh my gosh. He does not like getting his nails trimmed. Although he tolerates it much better than my dog does, which is nice. Oh! Oh! Hey. Wow, that's a look. That's a look. I might steal that look, to be perfectly honest. I always check what Kai Shear wants on the menu, can't I? Some kind of menu. Timers. Custom deliveries. Kai Shear. Oh, he's done. Oh, never mind. Cuisine set. No. Cuisine paraphernalia. Spooky. Ooh. Damn it. Oh, it's full anyway. Okay. My God, what are you whipping so much for? He's whipping that tail like you got nothing else to do. I tried to get a fat cat plush at PAX, but they had sold out of it quite quickly, so I did not get one. But the Spriggan is quite cute, so I'm happy with the Spriggan. Goodness me. Oh, Almost done. Oh, ass. Made me mess it up. Alright. Made everybody wait. I'm sorry. It's gotta be separate, yeah. I guess that's how it's stacked together for that, eh? Yep. What? But well, why is he saying no? Like, it's clearly not good. Hot foot. Oh, okay. No, stay with me! Please wipe it. do have 2 people in them. Stop following me, bro! Whoa. Ooh, what is that? Oh, what is this? Rock Man, that was a tease. Rama was very easy. Heavy hitting. It was annoying because I won't complain. Stressful. That was incredible. I never imagined they would fuse together like that, but you took them down all the same. Indeed I did. I suppose the main thing is that we're now 2 elements closer to restoring the ether of the empty. Let's go and see what difference it's made. Man, they hand out material like it ain't no thing. Oh, now it's raining. It actually worked, just like Oriange said it would. Everything we could have hoped for. Indeed, our endeavors have been repaid manifold. I wonder what will happen when we restore ice. Is something the matter? One more element, and then what? You'll have achieved the impossible, while I'll still be nothing. No memory, no past, no family, nothing. The world has moved on and left me behind. Anyone who ever knew me is either dead or gone. So, almighty Eden. You can mend this broken world, but you can't restore one girl's memories. Give me my life back, damn you. I still hunger. Ah! Extinguish the accursed light. Awaken our true power. Enough riddles. Tell me who I am. You are... I am... Gaia. Gaia. Gaia, what's wrong? Reclaim your memories. Fulfill your destiny. I don't understand. Gaia, can you hear me? Get away from me! Amidst the sound of falling rain, your voice called from within. Long after the rain passed, your voice echoed on. Poor Gaia. Oh boy. We'll take a short break and use the restroom. Be right back. Alright. I'm getting a little tired of reading all this dialogue, but I'd at least like to finish Eden today. Sorry for all the squeakies. While this downpour is precisely the result we were hoping for, the novelty of standing outside in the rain does wear off rather quickly. Not to mention, Gaia's looking a bit under the weather. Let's continue this conversation in Eden's core. Ere we set forth to restore the element of ice, I would discuss the manner in which the summoning shall be undertaken. Just tell me one thing. Is this going to bring the empty back to the way it was before the flood? While none can say for certain, the change we have observed at points of ethereal intersection doth give us cause for optimism. It may be reasonably assumed that the empty shall continue to transform and, in the decades to come, regain a semblance of its former state. Decades? I don't think you've quite grasped the sheer scale of the damage left in the wake of the flood. It would have swallowed the entire world if Nymphilia hadn't stopped it. Even if Reen had inherited her blessing, wounds like that don't heal overnight. After all, the empty has been utterly devoid of life for 100 years. And it might take even longer than that to bring it life back. I don't expect immediate results, but I do know that it will stay like this forever unless we do something about it. My sentiments precisely. Only once the final elements is restored shall we have a glimpse of the future that awaits those of generations yet to come. You do all this for a world you may not live long enough to see, while here I am so absorbed in my own problems that I spare barely a thought for anyone besides myself. For so long I listened to that voice, telling me what to do, who to be. I was so scared of what might happen if I disobeyed. But I don't want to live like that anymore. I want to be me. Who am I? What am I? Perhaps it's better if I never find out. If Reen's the Oracle of Light, here to mend this broken world, what does that make me? Gaia, the Oracle of Darkness, bringer of misery and death. A monster. It's no wonder they left me. Mother, father, and next it'll be all of you. Then I'll be back where I started, where I've always been. Alone. Ugh. Gaia, is it the fairy? What's wrong? Afraid I might lose control and ruin all your carefully laid plans? No, it's you I'm worried about. Reen, I'm going outside to clear my head. You just do what you need to do, all right? Something's wrong. I know it. That much is clear. If we have a repeat of her first visit to Eden, we may even be joined by those void-sent friends of hers. If you go and see what Gaia's doing, Uriage and I will stay with Reen. One moment, I'm replying to a text. My name is Gaia. That's what you said, isn't it? Eden, the flood? What does it all mean? No, it can't be. Is this what it's been waiting for all this time? Finally, you remember. Ah! What is this? Oh dear. The darkness that dwells within you, Gaia. The accursed spawn of light are drawn to it, like moths to a flame. Pathetic, mindless, sin-eaters. Now the time of awakening has come. Ugh. Hell's going on out here? Amadeo, Reen senses sin-eaters. What's happened? Don't try to fight them. Just bring Gaia back inside. Quickly now. What's happened to her? That's a concern for later. First, we must deal with those sin-eaters. Amadeo, if thou wouldst care to repel our assailants without, I would task Thancred with standing guard within. I shall tend Gaia meanwhile. Of course. Iconoclasm. I'll continue making my Calusian cuisine items. Okay. I need to buy another thing because I messed it up. Oh yeah, I can put him in clothes, can I? Of my choosing here. Cuisine. Oh, he wants 3 more, huh? Whoops. Knocked shit over. Alright. 3 more it is. Nope. Oops. Oh, excellent. That's balls. Hate that. I'm gonna say first time. Antithesis. Conscient.
So many
Antithesis conscient.
But nothing we can't handle.
I'll be gentle. Oh. Devil. Idol of Darkness. Ooh. I see. Oh. What? What's happening? What? Everyone's being in front of this, so... Ooh. Oh. Okay. Oh. Oh! Oh! Ah! I don't know. I don't understand. Away with this. What do you have to do? What do you have to do? Aha. Okay. Interesting. Oops. Oh, I see. Okay. We have to go into one of these. Got it. Now I'm dark. Why was I dark before? Ah! Now I'm light. Now I'm dark. Ricky. They're probably gonna keep me separate. white, so I'm dark. Oh dear. Oh dear. Alright, I'm just gonna follow everyone else. Alright, it's blue. I'm gonna have to most certainly watch idiot. Oh, ass. Ass! I don't know. It's blue and then red? I don't know. Okay. That's a lot to watch at the same time. Holy moly. I'm honestly so confused. Thanks for the carry. Yeah, that was a lot. I mean, I have no clue. She won't wake up. What do we do? Slap her. What is this place? Where is everyone? So, I'm all alone. Even the fairy is gone. Silence, endless silence, endless darkness. Is this what death feels like? It's no use. No one can hear me. How ironic. All those times I wanted peace and quiet. And now I finally have it. I wish I had someone to talk to. I thought I couldn't stand to be around them, all their interfering and fussing. And yet, I was never lonely. But it's no use. Even after everything we went through, my memory still won't come back. There is no future awaiting me, only emptiness. Those memories, they can stay lost forever. If only this pain will leave me. Now I close my eyes and sink into darkness. Then I'll suffer no more. Gaia! Mother, Father, wake up! I understand now. Why wait for tomorrow to claim us? Gaia, can you hear me? This perfect moment never has to end. I'm not giving up on you, Gaia. Say something. What do you want? Please, I'm begging you. Remember all the things we said we'd do? Like going to the second serving for coffee biscuits? I never... Gaia? I never agreed to anything of the sort. Oh, thank goodness. I was so worried about you. Ugh, do you have to be so loud? Oh. The fairy fell silent, only to be replaced by Reen's voice ringing through my head. I never thought I would be so glad to hear it. Oh, sweet. Alright, we're in the last part here. You've all gone through a lot of trouble on my part. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. Anyway, I've delayed you for long enough. Please carry on with what you came to do. Oh, excuse me. I must be getting hungry. I'm glad you're back to your usual self, but how are you feeling? Much better now. But something is still bothering me. The fairy spoke to me in a dream, and a stream of memories rushed through my mind. I don't recall anything like this happening before, and I'm not sure what it all means. What sort of memories? I can't make sense of them. They were only brief flashes, seen through someone else's eyes. At least, that's what it felt like. Nymphilia, that is, the first Oracle of Light, once served Heidelin as the word of the Mother. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize Thancred was speaking. If the Oracle of Darkness is her counterpart under Zodiark, then we had best prepare ourselves for the worst. Aye, the night's return did tip the ethereal balance toward activity, which may have served to awaken the fragment of his power in the first. Having thus roused, he did then fix his gaze upon she who had been marked by darkness, Gaia. Marked or no, Gaia is still her own person. Everything all right? It's nothing. Anyway, let's forget about all that for now. There will be plenty of time to think it through once the last element's restored. If thou believest thyself well enough, then I see no reason for delay. Let us forthwith attend to the revitalization of ice. Shiva, then. Amadeo, as the only one here to have actually seen the primal, perhaps you could describe her for us. She and the great worm Hreisvelgar shared an undying bond. To find a kindred spirit in such an ancient and fearsome creature, I can hardly imagine what sort of person she must have been. The long since departed Shiva was a source of great inspiration to Yezel, whose method of summoning differed greatly from any we had previously encountered. But by the echo did she bear witness to the deeds of the noble Shiva, and thus was she moved to dedicate her being to that self-same cause. 'Twas this devotion that granted her the power of a primal. So, she was able to control it herself? Not getting any funny ideas, are you? Just thinking aloud, that's all. Anyway, we'd better get going. Our journey leadeth to the great glacier situated in the northernmost region of the Empty. The great glacier. I'll get us there as quickly as I can. Excuse me. It's time to draw out the ether. I was thinking. That I should go with you this time. I want to be the vessel for Shiva. Yeah. Being still and passive by nature, ice is the element that is most strongly aligned to light. I'll need to get close and use my own abilities as well as Eden's to draw it out, so that the Oracle of Light becometh the Oracle of Ice. I cannot claim to be in favor of this stratagem, and yet, the primal we encountered in the source which was summoned in much the same manner. The inherited advantages are undeniable. Absolutely out of the question. Have you forgotten what Amadeo does to the primals we summon? I'm not about to stand by and watch as he and Reen beat the tar out of each other. In any case, the ether only returns to the Empty once the creature's been slain. Although it seems you haven't taken that into consideration yet, presumably there's a safe way to disperse it, but it's still far too risky. I thought you had more sense, Reen. But it's not as bad as it sounds. Were the deiform entity as volatile as the primals we have previously summoned, 'twould be logical to assume that, in her role as conduit, Reen would be hard-pressed to retain control. Amadeo would have no recourse but to defend himself by any means necessary, else his life be forfeit. No, I don't like this idea. It's dumb. Let's stop. I know it's dangerous, but I can't let that hold me back. Please, I've got to try. But I don't see why this is even necessary in the first place. You never had to take risks like this for the other elements. Eden possesses almost infinite power, but what would happen if it began acting without my intervention? If it started to feed on the ether, just like other sin eaters, it would undo all of our hard work. 'Tis a disconcerting eventuality, and one which cannot be dismissed. I'm worried that even if we realign the elements, things will eventually return to how they were following the flood. But if I train Eden how to nurture the environment rather than drain the life from it, we can leave it to take care of the empty in our place. I'll channel the ether through myself and show Eden how it's done. This isn't some house pet we're dealing with. If it all goes wrong, then what? I know this all sounds like I'm taking a leap of faith, but it has been a gamble every step of the way. We've managed to come this far because of faith, in ourselves and in each other. I've made my feelings on the matter perfectly clear, but what say you, Amadeo? I'll hold back as much as possible. Reen, I suppose that you've got your heart set on this. There's no point trying to dissuade you. Just don't do anything reckless. Is that clear? As Crystal. This is going to work. I promise. I'll make sure of it. Well, for all our sakes, I certainly hope so. But if the primal takes over, I'll be fine. With all of you by my side, I know that whatever happens, it'll work out in the end. All of us? I hope you're not including me. I can't even deal with my own problems, never mind yours. It's enough just knowing you're here. Anyway, I've decided to take a leaf out of your book. I do what I want when I want. I've made my decision, so now I have to see it through. Yes, but this is a different kettle of fish altogether. Well, the point is that this is what I want, and I'll do whatever it takes to make it work. So, this is how much it means to you. I keep forgetting that I want to turn down the game volume a bit, because listening back to my streams, I kind of can't hear myself talk. Let me do that right away. I don't know how, but I can see her too. This might actually work. Alright, the last part. Oops. I hope that helped a little bit. Hello. This is my first time here. I'll do my best.
I call upon the power of Shiva.
Oh, Reen. Cute.
No! She's lost control! You've got to stop her!
Oh boy.
Fools, you would stoke the fires of conflict. The light shall usher in peace.
Rude. Oh dear. Holy moly, that was
The light shall usher in peace. Such impudence! You would stoke the fires of conflict. The light shall usher in peace. Grant me strength. The light shall usher in peace.
Oh. Ah!
Tranquility must be restored to the land.
That was a little stressful.
Speak up! Light, consume you.
Oh, oh, anything? Anything? No. Oh.
Grant me strength. Shatter. The light shall usher in peace.
darkness, answer my call!
Oh. Cool. Wine of Reen. Oh, I want that. Fucking frog. Well, that was neat. I guess we'll just eat everything, eh? Might as well. Reen! You were there. I heard you. What happened to Shiva? Is she still in control? No, she's gone. But Gaia... What? That hammer, it matches your dress. I see you're back to your normal idiotic self. Oh. Look, isn't it pretty? Maybe we could take it with us? Ice tends to melt, you know. Not this sort. Well, if you say so. Anyway, it might even make a nice necklace. That's a brilliant idea. Oh, I'm getting little goosebumps from this music and the sweet friendship here. Wilt thou not rush to her aid? Perhaps I'm getting slow in my old age, because it would seem Gaia's beaten me to it. To think that she would be the one to break the ice. Ahem. Oh, I get it. They may have gotten off to a rocky start, but I think they'll make quite the pair. Is that a hint of melancholy I detect in thy voice? Something akin to a pining mother bird whose chicks have flown the nest. Aw, Reen's dad's. Father bird, if you don't mind. But you're not entirely wrong. Still, when the day finally comes to say goodbye, it heartens me to know she won't be alone. Oh, oh, my heart feels so full. After that, we can go to the second serving for coffee biscuits. Fine, you win. And if there's anything less than perfection itself, I'll never let you live it down. If they're not to your liking, there are plenty of other things to try. I suppose we both deserve a little treat after all that hard work. We certainly do. I love my voice acting. I bet it's really good. There we were, laughing as if we had not a care in the world. Fleeting though it was, in that moment, I was content. But my life was never meant to be so simple. Oh, that was really sweet. Oh my gosh. I'm really touched by Gaia's kindness to jump in like that. I'm so sorry, everyone. I clearly have a long way to go before I can handle that kind of power. But we achieved what we set out to do, as I had faith we would. So without further ado, let's return to camp and admire our work. I'll take crit. Crit's always the way to go. Well, in most cases. It's life! Aww. Aww. Hold on 1 second, I'm bringing up chat, making sure I haven't received any messages. I don't believe I have. Life finds a way. Let's see, and then we're gonna finish up here for the evening, and I will make some dinner for myself. I can feel all of the revitalized elements working in harmony. I've always believed Eden had the power to restore the empty, but I never expected it to happen so quickly. I never did get the hang of summoning primals correctly. Judging by Thancred and Urianger's reactions, it seems most of them were barely recognizable. Far be it from me to worry, but are you sure your memory is alright? I was just talking about this. Though thou hast grasped the basic principles of summoning, it beareth repeating that such deiform entities are not the product of the memory alone. Nay, myriad other factors contribute to their corporeal manifestation in a process not unlike the techniques employed in creation magic. Whatever gobbledygook he just said. I wonder if the effects from the rebalanced ether will spread to the rest of the empty. Perhaps we'll just have to wait and see. Besides, I'm sure we could all do with a rest. I must say, Reen, it's refreshing to see you take a more measured approach for a change. Well, if my experience here has taught me anything, it's that I shouldn't rush into things unprepared. And I've also learned that there are some problems that can't be solved alone. Is that so? Since you freed me from Mulemoor, I've met all sorts of kinds of people who've gone out of their way to help me. I thought that I should do everything in my power to repay their kindness and make the world a better place. But now more than ever, I realize that there's a limit to what I can achieve by myself. Even though I was able to summon Shiva, I couldn't control such vast amounts of ether. If Gaia hadn't been there for me, I might never have returned to normal. I could say the same about you. I was trapped in a nightmare, but you freed me. It seems we're more alike than I thought. We might not be able to do everything by ourselves, but if we look out for each other, then we can face our problems together. That's if you don't mind. No, it's fine. Really. If things don't work out, we can always go our separate ways. But on the other hand, if I can resist the urge to punch you whenever you annoy me, which I must say is quite often, I have no objections to staying around. You mean it? Oh, thank you, Gaia. May I suggest we continue the conversation in Amarang? Though the empty may now supporteth foliage, the land's normalization hath but begun, and to linger over long still entaileth risks. Oh, is all the matter, Thancred? Nothing you need worry about. Let's go. Oh, Thancred. Is he worried about his little daughter? God, I love all this. All these characters are just so good. They've really come a long, long way from A Realm Reborn. These characters were, at times, insufferable. Before we do anything else, we should report to Yalfort. He'll want to know how we've been getting on in the empty. Speaking of Mordsuk, there was a snack of some sort that caught my eye last time. I can't describe it, but it looked squidgy. Despite a strong suspicion that I may live to regret it, I'd like to try one. Oh, I think I know the one you mean. They might not be much to look at, but I bet they taste amazing. Perhaps we could also try a pot of those jellied wrigglers or whatever they're called. I'll even let you take the first bite. Ew, no thank you. First coffee biscuits, now worms and jelly. Heavens forbid the two of you might actually eat some proper food. Alright, thanks, Dad. Amadeo, may I ask a favor of thee? Whilst Thancred and I return unto the Crystarium to inform our comrades of our recent exploits, I would have thee accompany Reen and Gaia to Mordsuk. Oh my god, if Oriange and Thancred are any more dad, I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna teleport there because I don't feel like driving. What? Pet my dog and he's like, oh no! Today I learned, I mean I don't know if it's true, but it seems to have some merit to it, that you should drink half of your body weight in ounces of water every day. It seems like a lot. I trust all is well, Miss Gaia. It will be once we get out of this desert town. If I have to spend another night in that dingy little room, I shall scream. Boys, can we behave ourselves, please? Mamoru! He's beating up the dog. I'm terribly sorry to hear that the accommodation was less than satisfactory. I'll investigate the availability of more comfortable lodgings post-haste. Yes, I think we'll be staying in Mord's Souk, at least for the time being. It might take a while for me to write the report, as our expedition was rather eventful. Amadeo, I really appreciate everything you've done, and I'm sorry for all the trouble I've put you through. Still fretting about that, are you? What's done is done. Besides, it all worked out in the end, didn't it? You're right. Now, how about that treat we promised ourselves? They might not have coffee biscuits here, but I've heard the Wriggler cakes are to die for. Or was that you'll die from eating them? Only one way to find out, I guess. I'm sure trying the local delicacies will keep us occupied between writing reports and thinking about the next plan of action. Hopefully we'll have another chance to visit the Empty to see how things are coming along. And don't even think about leaving me behind. Sorry. Directed. Well, this is ever gonna end. Good news, or at least it has the potential to be good news. I've received word from Master Urianger. Unfortunately, the message was rather thin on details. He only requested that you return to the Crystarium and meet him at the Wandering Stairs. Not the most likely of places for important meetings, but I suppose you might be able to squeeze in a pint or two while you're there. Alright, ikimashou. There's another quest, but yeah, it's gonna have to wait for another time because I'm getting very tired. Oh, excuse me. Goodness. I noticed that I yawn when I'm hungry. I don't know how that works, but it does. Oh, I know. There's no need to bark. I have a Wondrous Tales. Yeah, it is way expired. Ooh, let me check my. Yeah, let me check my retainers really quickly and make sure. Okay, they haven't completed. Assign another one for both of them. Okay. Pray accept mine apologies for calling thee hither at such short notice. The matter I wish to discuss is of considerable import. With it then. If it's that urgent, wouldn't it be quicker to use those link pearl things Reen's been telling me about? These are words best delivered in person. Me and Thancred are getting married. Yay! Uh-oh. Something happened to the Empty? Not that doth warrant our immediate attention. The elements are in a state of equilibrium, and the propagation of flora continues apace. So, what's this about then? As thou art aware, we are not of this world, hailing from what is referred to as the Source. However, unlike Amadeo, Thancred and I exist only as ether given corporeal form. Our bodies remaineth on the source, though the threads that bind us to them doth grow weaker with the passage of time. And if you stay here too long, you might never be able to return. Precisely. Now with the wheels of change and the empty set in motion, we believe this a fitting juncture to take our leave. We shall but regret not being present to see the transformation to reach its completion. What's happening? That hardly seems worth losing your bodies over, though. If you have to go back to your own world, where are we to stop you? I always knew this day would come. You'll still have Gaia and Amadeo. I know that you'll see this through to the end, together. We will. I may not be half the woman Minfilia was, but I have friends I can turn to. They might be brutally honest in their opinion at times, or prefer to save their worlds and let their actions do the talking. Oh, and prefer to save their words and let their actions do the talking, but I wouldn't have it any other way. We won't let you down. Though I can't say what the future might bring, no doubt Reen and Gaia will need your support in the days to come. Alas, the mysteries surrounding the fairy are yet to be solved. Whether thou shouldst find the answers that thou seekest or nay, lend not thine ears to its honeyed words, for thy will is thine own. Never forget this. I won't. The time of our departure is at hand. Yet know that no matter where we may be, ever shall we pray for your success. Oh. Oh. With Urianger and Thancred set to leave the First, it seems wise to share this development with Yalfort, who will continue to oversee expeditions into the empty. Oh man. Wait. Did we figure out a way to return them to the source? Am I missing something? I'm pretty sure we were... Last I knew, the XR kind of had a pretty good idea of how to do it, but I don't remember ever, like, nailing down a solid solution. Louie. You're back sooner than expected. Is everything alright? Oh dear, that's rather unfortunate. I dare say it's something jolly important for them to leave in such a hurry. In any case, I wish them the best of luck, wherever their work may take them. I shall remain here and hold the fort, as it were, and make the necessary provisions should any further forays into the empty be required. Safe travels, Master Amadeo. Oh. This is a rather unexpected turn of events. I wasn't expecting to hear that. Oh, is this... yeah. Savage. Okay. Well, that was, I don't know how to feel about the prospect of everybody returning to the source. I really enjoy the First very much, if for nothing other than the Crystal XR being here. Wow, I guess we're gonna have to see what happens in the next patch. But for now, we'll be staying here. So thanks for coming along to watch. Appreciate it. And I'll try to be back soon to carry on with the second part of the Nier raid. Well, thank you all for coming, and see you next time.